Hi there! We're Group 15 and we're making the world a greener place today, starting with a mobile app, a simple choice, and you. Is clean air important to you? Does a low carbon footprint matter? Were you outraged when President Trump pulled the US out of the Paris Agreement? Could more be done to reduce global carbon emissions? Most importantly, do you think you can do something about it? Well, the answer is yes, yes, and yes. And here's how. Introducing GreenX, the world's first marketplace for individuals and corporations to trade carbon footprints to reduce the overall global carbon footprint. GreenX is a mobile app that tracks your carbon footprint and offers constructive contextual suggestions for reducing it. You earn points for successfully lowering your daily carbon footprint, and these carbon footprint savings are then put on a digital marketplace where brands and corporations can purchase said carbon footprint savings to offset their own carbon footprint. In return, users receive rewards whenever their savings are bought by a corporation. So individuals are incentivized to modify their routine behaviors in order to lower their footprint, while helping corporations become more aligned with industry emission standards. There are different incentives for users to be rewarded for being carbon conscious. An example would be making a trade gets a user a trader's badge. By achieving 10 badges, the user can redeem a special reward from the local grocery store. So here's how GreenX works. Let's look at Alex, who lives in the US and produces a daily carbon footprint of 0.05 metric tons. Now our algorithm calculates a carbon footprint goal that is pretty aggressive, approximately 40% reduction. And this is applied to each individual's home market. So for example, in the US, it'll be 0.033 metric tons a day. So Alex is rewarded when he ends his day producing less than 0.033 metric tons. In fact, the app suggests ways in which he can get to his target. Cycle to the train station, make lunch out of locally sourced ingredients, cut down the amount of time spent surfing the internet. These conscious decisions to choose a lower carbon footprint action will all earn Alex achievement points. In addition, he banks in any savings he makes under his target, which is accumulated over time. So company X, who has signed up to a goal to offset its carbon footprint by, let's say, 100,000 metric tons, can buy up these aggregated savings for a fee, which is then paid back to the users who have directly contributed towards that offset. GreenX charges a small commission off that transaction. GreenX introduces achievements and badges to gamify the user's journey towards a more carbon-neutral lifestyle, thus increasing the likelihood that such behavioral changes are hardwired over time, and therefore create meaningful change. GreenX exists to help everyone leave behind a lighter carbon footprint. In other words, GreenX is creating a better tomorrow by reducing your carbon output today. GreenX wants to build a community of engaged and enlightened users, and ultimately that community ought to be all-inclusive. However, GreenX will in its growth phase focus on a core group of early adopters who are the most likely to identify with its mission and values, the Green Millennial Evangelists. They strongly believe that their individual actions have an impact on the environment and proactively choose to make the world a better place. Mobile natives guided by their sense of responsibility towards doing good, Green Millennial Evangelists can be clearly identified on the customer journey with the See, Think, Do, Care framework. Take for instance Charlie, a university student who is in the C stage. He is aware of the discussion around climate change but does not know how he as an individual can contribute or benefit from reducing his carbon footprint. He commutes daily between school and his part-time job via a mixture of ride-hailing, public transport, and cycling. If he receives cash rebates from reducing his carbon footprint, he will be willing to do so. Sylvia, on the other hand, represents sustainable businesses in the Think stage. She founded an organic grocery store that serves the local community, and she procures and sells products that are from sustainable sources and uses eco-friendly packaging. She manages her store's social pages herself and is constantly on the lookout for content that helps to promote her products. she finds there's little education in the market about sustainable sources and how it benefits consumers. By using GreenX, she's able to expand her reach by giving rewards to those who reduce their carbon footprint. Within the Lean Canvas framework, the key takeaways are that GreenX offers a mobile transactional platform that allows users to monetize their green choices and brands to buy or sponsor savings in carbon footprint. The revenue streams include commission fees from each reward exchanged by brand and sponsorship revenue from highlighted brands, for example, monthly spotlights. The cost structures are high, and at the initial stage of developing, the team may opt to instead integrate existing carbon footprint trackers or calculators to calculate individual carbon footprints, but focus on building the marketplace. Millennials have grown up in an increasingly smartphone connected world, and the use of mobile is definitely critical to enhancing the user experience. A mobile-first app would inspire users of GreenX to start changes in their daily lives and incorporate carbon-friendly choices in their day-to-day decision-making as they see the number of like-minded people in the community, the number of carbon footprint traded, and the effects of their actions on the environment. More than 2/3 of the world's population are mobile consumers, and having an interactive and engaging mobile site will not only inspire behavioral change amongst our target group, but also the broader audience in the longer term. The mobile site of GreenX will have an in-complex design with intuitive navigation. It will be connected to social media such as Facebook and Instagram for users to publish their achievements and influence their friends and followers on social media. The concept of reducing carbon footprint may still be fairly new to the millennials. As such, there are loads of education required surrounding this initiative of being carbon footprint conscious. The role of social is paramount to reach out and inspire our target group of young adults. As such, we've identified two main objectives the use of social can help us achieve. The first objective is to create awareness of the concept of carbon footprint. Using content marketing on dynamic paid content on Facebook, for example, we could reach out to audiences at different stages of life with content that would evoke a range of emotions, propelling them to protect the earth, inspiring sustainable thinking, or even invoking concerned thoughts on the impact of being clueless and careless about the environment. For example, for audience groups who are parents, we could push content that discuss the importance of a clean and healthy environment for future generations. And for the food lovers, we could show them content highlighting how industrial farming is one of the worst polluters of the environment. The second objective is content distribution. We could use influencers that are popular with millennials to inspire them to follow their eco-responsible lifestyles and mindsets, creating a bridge between the carbon footprint concept we are fronting with the audience we are trying to reach. As mentioned earlier, we are initially focusing our efforts on the millennial sector as our target audience. But because carbon footprint reduction is everyone's responsibility, GreenX can certainly be scaled up to reach out to other target audiences. We identify the scalability for GreenX in three ways: growing the current model of individuals' carbon footprint, scaling it to corporates, and also targeting governments. Carbon footprint has been on the agenda of big corporates for a long time. GreenX can be marketed to this sector and customized for individual organizations as an employee engagement tool. This product will specifically benefit companies who have to report their carbon footprint and would also like to include a section on employee data. We also envisage scaling up our app to governments around the world who can leverage GreenX in a national level campaign and influence positive carbon footprint reduction behavior among their citizens. Essentially, we see GreenX growing into the benchmark for carbon footprint reduction tracking globally. So with this, we've come to the end of our presentation, and in conclusion, we hope that you do agree with us that promoting carbon conscious behavior, no matter how small each individual's actions are, will bring along immensely positive impact to our communities and for future generations. GreenX could just be the disruptive tool to steer us in that right direction. Thank you.